Hey guys, Jeffries here, and welcome back to the Jeffries Network on OpenTTD. Welcome to Tuesday's episode. And today we start at Guard City St George. As you know, we're going to be continuing the new electric section of track today. But before we do that, I just wanted to show you something that I've done, and I'm sort of working up for the big reveal right now. In fact, this is being recorded straight after yesterday's episode, so I've just done the tweak and I haven't saved the game, so I'm just going to do that quickly. Sorry about that. Very unprofessional. But as you know, I wasn't too happy with the train storage facilities at the end of last episode, and I'm not really going to dither much longer. I'm just going to show you what I've done. This is the new facility. It's still a little bit hit and miss. I'll talk you through it, and then I'll see how the reaction sort of is to what I've done. Basically, we've got two facilities here now for two different train operating companies. That's one of the reasons why I wanted the two different depots. And I'm sorry, I'm going to have to switch my fan back on because I am absolutely dripping with sweat right now. So apologies if you can hear that running in the background. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Two different train operating companies are going to operate from here. Maybe even 3, 4, whatever. They can share facilities. But what we've got here is 5 lots of depots. Each one of these depots is going to be for a different service, and it's going to serve one of these facilities here. This one obviously can only serve these platforms here. This one can obviously only serve these platforms here. Same with the high speed, or not the high speed, sorry, the express. Same kind of thing, although I've got these 2 extended ones here, which means we can have extra long trains. I haven't actually made up for that with the depot sizes yet, but it's just the way that this configuration ended up being. This double track here might not be sufficient anymore. One of the ideas I had was about upgrading it to, well, not even upgrading it, but making this dual track bidirectional. So a train will just go in whichever one of these is free. It's possible to do that, apart from once these platforms get full, although that might not happen. But this is what I've done. And I want to get building an actual route now. Whoopsie doodle. Just want to check if I do that. Yeah, that completely messes up OBS. And we're back again. Okay. So let's actually get on with this, shall we? So we're gonna start with this route, because this is actually the second route that I planned out, but I feel it's going to be the easiest one to build, if that makes any sense. I feel like the last couple of weeks when I've been building, I haven't really been making much sense when talking, and I really do apologise for that. It's something I am going to have to work on, as if, you know, if I want to be a successful YouTuber, it would help if people could actually make out what the hell it is I'm saying half the time. If you do have any problems understanding what it is I'm saying, please let me know. Give me a slap on the wrist, because I could, as I say, I could really do with improving just the way I speak in general. And this goes for lots of things in my life where people sort of go, what? Because they haven't quite understood what it is I've said. I get lost in thought in the middle of a sentence as well, which doesn't particularly help. But I'm going to have this this route come out this way. I'm going to change subject now, because that's what I do. And it needs to climb up the hill. Actually, I'm already way off alignment in doing this. See, I've distracted myself talking about my ability to speak, and because of that I nearly ended up building the line in completely the wrong direction. So for this first station, the slow lines are going to remain on the side that they're currently on, because actually that lines up with the side that the town's on. So it's a smart thing to do, really, is to not do that, but to put these like this, and you will come flat for a little bit like that. As I say, I'm trying to make the hills maximum of 1, but I'm really going to miss the town if I do that. So it's going to be a bit of a slog getting the trains up this hill to the first station. Hopefully where there's enough room. If I do that, then if I do that, and then if I build this over this way, I might be able to actually build the track in a valley underneath the town. And then I won't have to worry too much about being on the same level As long as I'm within catchment, I should get away with it. So that, oh Christ, I did not want to do that. And then that one down again. And then that one like that, like that, like that. Okay. That's better. 2, 3, 4. And then these come across like this. And this is still on the departing main station kind of format of track. So the trains at this point won't be going at maximum speed, let's say, but they will be going pretty fast. And again, I suppose at this point the trains can start climbing the hill again, can't they? Try and get back on the right level. Because they are going to have to climb the hill at some stage, even though they do have to go back down it again. Not far away. In fact, once they've come through here, they then have to go down this way to Benfingberg. But I think that's the site of the station. There. Depends where the signals end up going, but that's a pretty good spot, I feel. And this slope here tells me that it's time to curve the track this way. So let's do that. And we'll do this one like that, and then we'll do this one. Just put them all in the right spot. There we go. Like that. And then these will just go along. Sort of like that. That'll do. I'll put some tunnels here, because why not? And now I'm going to use the slope of the land to get this back to where it should be. So you're going to go across like that. You are going to come up like this. Go along like this. And along like this. So actually this I can hold off to put that there like that. And so you're going to come across like that. And then the express tracks are actually going to go on a bridge, which is going to carry them up and over this like that. Have I done this right? I haven't done this right at all. The slow lines are these two. So both of the... Right, now I know what I've done wrong. Now I know what I've done wrong. You and you need to come down. You go across there, you go across there. No wait, you stay where you are. You stay where you are, apart from you do that. You then come there, you go there. This one goes here like this one goes here like this. Now we have a proper 4-track main line. And just make sure it goes down the hill properly. Put you like that. And like that, and like that. Okay, much better. Much, much better. We now have ourselves a proper... Oh, I hate this slope. Every time. I'm going to do some really bad landscaping here, and I'm so sorry to people who just think this is ugly. It will get planted back with trees and stuff, don't worry. I'm not going to leave it like it is, because that would be evil. But it's the only way I can think to actually get these tracks down at a decent rate without causing the train's mass deceleration. So there we are. This is then going to come across this way, like so. You're going to come down, you're going to go across like that, you there, you there. Perfect. Now we're ready to hit Benfingberg. This is going to come across like that. So you across to there, you across to there, you across to there, you across to there. Like that, and then along like this. So this whole electric section of track is an absolute mare to build. But once it's done, it should be very, very good. That's my hope, that it will be very, very good. Where's my next location? My next location is all the way over here at Binborn. As you can see, I've done the kind of thing that I did out of GSG before, where I've kind of left it every other station, so that metro and trams and buses can fill the gaps. That is the plan. That should be the plan. That should be how it goes. Fingers crossed on that one. Right, I'm going to get the track up and over the hill like this. I'm tempted to stop at Wadwood, but I think it doesn't feel like it's in the right spot for me. So we're gonna skirt round Wadwood, kind of like this. Like that. If I level all this off, like so, we get a nice little sort of boost section there. Then I can come around this way and get a good head start on this section of hill. I'm going to tunnel through. In fact, if I put a tunnel here, how long would it be? 19. That actually does alright for me. I'll put a tunnel there. Comes out this side. And that's virtually the entire hill then avoided. And we can come out like this. Come across to this point here. Right, so there's Binbourne. I think Binbourne I'm going to hit in this direction. Actually no. Binbourne I'm going to have to... I know what I'm going to do. That was not it. If I put that there, and cut these back like this, this will then come down the hill, only by one. Not quite sure where 2 came from. Like this. And then you, and then this one. Like that. It's a very long drawn out process, this whole route building malarkey. It can get very stressful. It almost, that's why I say sometimes I want to time lapse this, but I know not everyone likes time lapses. Plus, it doesn't give me a chance to actually talk to you about what I'm doing unless I talk over the time lapse, which, from a content creator's point of view, is an absolute pain in the backside to try and make. I tell you, because you record the footage and then you have to record the audio, then you have to make sure it all syncs up as you're sort of talking about what's going on, and it's just, there's too many variables for my liking. Unfortunately, I don't like doing that. But I get that this route building can be very, very time consuming and very frustrating. It's certainly frustrating to do. It must be very frustrating to watch. Personally, I quite like watching people do route building. It's one of the reasons why Zest Husky is one of my favourites for this type of gameplay, because just he talks about stuff whilst he's building as well, which is why I came up with the idea of, if you have anything you want me to talk about in videos, let me know. And the time just flies by. You know, he does like 40-minute videos and you barely notice them, which is impressive when someone can do that. Right. Binbourne is now connected. As I say, I'm choosing relatively small towns now. These small towns will eventually be absorbed into the cities around, or maybe even become big cities themselves and do the absorbing. But that's definitely going to happen. These places are going to become huge. It's one of the reasons why I'm choosing them. How do these suspension bridges look? They're quite impressive, actually. Although I think I will go for the truss bridge for this. I think the suspension needs to be saved for something a bit more spectacular than just a little ravine. Alright, let's lower all this land down like so, so I can get this bit across. As I say, we're going to miss out Barnfield, we're going to stop at Froningville, and at this point the track starts turning to the east, goes round the back of Rinninghall, and then starts heading north again. And this is to try and get it as far away from the other line that's coming out of GSG as possible. That's why I decided to sort of build it like this, which I think is a good strategy, really. There might even be a third main line that comes out of GSG. How that's going to work with the current configuration, I've absolutely no idea. It will take some debating to get that working, but I'd like to try it. It might just be that I build a junction station a little bit further down the line, just to get it to work. Who knows? As I say, I haven't decided yet. We're not at that stage. Right now we're still over here, building this. So, something else which I did off camera, which I forgot to mention in last episode, was I actually went back through some of the existing services and got rid of some stops. So we now have a new category of service. So we've got the existing stopping and local, although local is going to be rejigged as part of this anyway. And then we've got the express and we've got the semi-fast. We've now got one called all stopping. So stopping just means it's not a semi-fast, so it will stop at more stations than the semi-fast service. However, all stopping, some of the smaller stations on the route, so Greenford was one, Gronwell was another, stations that weren't exactly, they weren't big towns and they weren't well populated stations. I've taken some of the main routes off that rota, so they don't stop at those stations anymore. Only the all stoppers do. And I'm also considering taking the all stoppers down to being just 4 carriages long as part of that, to properly simulate sort of peak and off-peak travel. Again, I'm interested in hearing what you guys think about that idea. Personally, I think it's a good idea, but jury's out on that one, I would say. But I'm going to do the same sort of thing here. So some of these big towns will be qualified for not just fast, but not just stopping, but semi-fast services, maybe even as well. Whereas the others, sort of smaller towns, like where was the first one? Here, Binbourne. This will be all stopper only. And again, it simulates the route that I know very well, that runs past Hatfield, where I live, all the way through to King's Cross and Moorgate. Although, of course, with Moorgate, it's all stoppers go to Moorgate, semi-fasts go to King's Cross, unless it's weekends or bank holidays, or there's another time where that's not necessarily the case. It very much depends. It does alternate. Have I done this right? I don't think I have. I think I could do with leveling this and not building random pieces of track. Okay, so we're going to skip out this town as well, which is the lovely picturesque town of Feddington. And we're going to carry on to the next big town. And at some point I'm going to have to consider starting to build a junction station as well. And I did have a place in mind, and I can't remember where that place was. I think it was further up this way. New Fleworth? Oh, Hunfingwell. That's the place. Sort of the first proper big town on the route, where a junction station would be perfectly viable. So that will be the first one. Although saying that, coming out of GSG, as you come out of King's Cross, the first station you go to is Finsbury Park, and every train that's a semi-fast or an all-stopper that comes out of King's Cross stops at Finsbury Park. The express trains don't. You'd expect that. But all the other trains stop at Finsbury Park. It's a very, very, very crucial interchange with the Piccadilly line and the Victoria line as well. So, again, do I want to replicate that? It very much depends. I don't think I've got the space for it here. Definitely haven't got the space for it around Plonstone. This side, maybe. Somewhere over here I could do another big junction type station. Although it really doesn't matter when you can think about it. Finsbury Park is a big station. I mean, GSG sort of is King's Cross and Finsbury Park combined. It's got the through platforms going through the city, and then it's got the terminus platforms. So yeah, I suppose I've kind of done a combination job there. So I don't need to worry about it too much. Right, this is a nice straight piece of track. Again, I don't think I did this plan deliberately, but it's how it's ended up. Seems to be a really nice long straightaway. I did this thing where, off camera, I just chose the plan list and just randomly selected some towns to be on the route. And it was only after I finished planning out this particular route that I looked back at just how long the route was and thought, holy crap, that's quite a long journey. If it wasn't for that review, you know, I could have gone on for ages. But that's what this is, you know. This is about building big routes. I just want to make sure. I think I'm going to go this way, actually, and sort of cut through this gap. Which does mean getting rid of all this water here. I think that there, get rid of all that section there, and that bit there. Like that, and like that, and like that. Feed the route through. This is a bit like from a couple of episodes ago when I was building the line southwards. It's a nice big plain that we can just build track on and not have to worry about hills. I don't mind negotiating hills, but I think there are limits, and Plonstone definitely is one of those limits, and I'm really not happy with how I've got the track going through Plonstone, to the point where I almost want to completely destroy Plonstone and build it in a valley so that the track doesn't have to climb up through the hills. It feels really crammed in, and especially so soon out of a mainline station, it feels very crammed in. Not a big fan. But we are approaching the end of this current line, which means we can get some trains down, and it also means that the end of the episode is nigh. As I say, guys, keep the suggestions coming in. I've got this file open on my phone now where I'm keeping ideas down, and I tick them off as I do them. So if you've got a suggestion, put it in the comments, and it will be added to the list almost immediately. I'm doing very well at the moment in replying to comments. Or I feel I am anyway. Almost instantly I'm replying to them. I've just got one of these new watch thingies. I sound like such an old man when I say that. I've got an interactive watch now. It's not an iWatch. I don't like Apple products. It's a Microsoft watch. I don't really want to say that on YouTube in case it counts as advertising. I'm not being sponsored by Microsoft. But I've got one of these watches now that's synced to my phone. So every time someone comments, my wrist vibrates. That's where I was going with this. So when you comment, it will come through to me straight away. And even if I'm just on my phone, I tend to have a pretty quick response time, I feel. So yeah, just drop some comments down below with ideas for future episodes and ideas for this, that, and the other. If you've got little pictures that you want to send me, you can tweet me the picture at @Majeffries. That's what Reedy Reed's been doing with his map designs, which I'm very, very happy with, by the way. They are very nice map designs. If you do follow me on Twitter, I believe you can see. I might have to retweet them actually so you can see them. But check out the map designs because they are very, very nice. But yeah, give me some ideas, guys, because I've got loads of ideas to carry me through for the next few episodes. But I still want interaction with you. I want to know what you want me to do. Really, make sure that I'm doing the right stuff. I don't want to get it wrong. I don't want people to start complaining because I'm doing things badly. I want people to be able to say, "Hey, that was cool," that sort of thing. So drop some ideas, drop some suggestions. Let me know what your games are like, how your transport empire is going. Just anything, let me know. That's what this is all about. I want to get this really interactive and social. I want people talking to each other. I think that's one of the beauties of YouTube, is you have that platform in which you can communicate. I think it's a really, really cool idea. But I'm about to build the big station here at Huntingwell. It's going to be done in island platforms, I think. Actually, I say that. What I'm going to do is drag and drop. So it needs to be 7 long, doesn't it? Because of the express trains as well. And then, just for now, I'm going to put the tracks on this side as well, so that we can carry on next time. And then what I'm going to do is you are going to become this, and then I'm going to put island platforms in the middle. It really doesn't like me doing that. I have to do it like this, which I find is a massive pain. There we go. It's not quite the same style as Dartbourne, but it'll end up with the same importance as Dartbourne, I feel. This will end up being a crucial station on the line, on this particular section of line, because it might also end up branching off into 2 separate lines again. That seems to be the theme that I do at the moment, is the main line is the 4 tracks, and then as it reaches out, it sort of branches and branches and branches and keeps doing that as you go along. I think it's a pretty neat idea. I don't see why it's a bad idea, so I'm going to keep doing it for as long as I feel it's a good idea. Like so, and then I'm going to grab the single sides, and I'm going to do you there, you there. I need to put the underpass in, that's the next crucial bit. So you there, you there. I like my underpasses, I like making sure that my passengers can access the platforms. That would be really frustrating if you went to catch a train and there was no steps up to the platform. You just had to stand underneath the track and listen to your train go past. That would be a very big Mickey take indeed. I would not want to be on staff at that station when the customers are complaining. But yeah, this station is now complete. Very nice. Last things to do then is not that. Helps if you put the signals in the right places. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. U there, which means this one goes here, like that. 7, 8, 9, 10, which means this one goes there, this one goes there. Let's extend these to 11 apart. You go that way, you go that way. That should take us all the way down to GSG. Just check. 1. There's 1. Where's this express signal gone? I feel like, oh, there's 1 there. Ah, there it is. Okay, so yeah, that's worked out pretty much exactly how I wanted it to. Where are these signals? There's 1 there, which means 1, 2, 3, 4. That fits. And there's 1 there, 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, do you know what? I don't think Plonstone's going to get a station now. After all that, because I don't think I've left enough space to put the 6-length platforms in. Because that's what these are going to be. These are going to be 6-length. Which means I do have to do some rejigging along some of these to make sure these all fit. Now I believe you were there and you were there. So yeah, after all that, Plonstone might not even get a station after all, which means I can actually take the line through here instead. Let's do that. And then Plonstone can return to how it was before. Although I do still have to put the crossover in somewhere. That's crucial that I do that. Because that's actually in a perfectly straight line as well, which is very frustrating. Oh, I keep choosing the wrong level, that's why it's not working. There we go, that's better. Much better. Right, now let's do this. So my plan now is somehow, let's keep this going and see what the gap is. So it's 2 tiles, which means if I take this back and this back, it ends up being level. Kind of like that. And then if I do this, perfectly level. So I'm going to have to do the crossover around this area. I think actually, I'm just thinking. Okay, I have an idea. So these ones here are the slow lines, aren't they? These ones here are the fast lines. So I'm going to connect the fast lines up first, because I know where these need to go. So you're going to carry on going this way like this. And I'm going to draw you to there and you to there. Like that. Okay. Good. And now these two are going to come alongside. Again, not what I wanted to do. So I just want to randomly fill the landscape back in. That'll have to do. It's very messy. I will plant trees, don't worry. So that comes there and that comes to there. Okay. Now here is where the bridge is going to go again. So from here it's going to go underneath like that. Have I not done this properly? Oh no, I have. It's alright. I'm going loopy. There we are. So you go there, you go there. Right, good. Now you go up and over, like so. You go up and over, like so. And then these connect like this, you connect there, and you connect there. Spot on. Then I'll draw these signals back in. And and then draw these signals back in. Like that. And they should now go all the way back to GSG. Perfect. Very nice. Okay, so now the first station here is going to be at Brenfingberg, where we're going to have a very nice station. You there. You there. Now, we won't be getting express trains running on this route yet, because we've only got one main station, so it's pointless. Really, there's absolutely no point in having express trains just shuttling backwards and forwards between what is essentially two stations. In fact, there's no essentially about it. It is literally two stations. I know in the past I had them go to Dartbourne and back, but that was the first route. I need to get some money coming in. Now I don't have that problem, so I'm going to avoid doing that. Have I done the same thing here? I believe I have. In fact, I've done myself a very big problem here, which I can fix. That's no problem. But it's just a question of how many of these other stations am I going to have to fix to keep this up. So you have to go back there. This one is already in the right spot. Okay. So let's do this one first. You go there. You go there. Bimborn. Perfect. Okay. So now we go. I've got to start saying okay like that. Sorry guys. I know it's annoying. I'm sorry. That one goes there. Actually, no. No. I have completely balls this. I'm going to have to move some signals. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, I did say no. That will work actually, because I did say Binborn was only going to be an all-stopping service platform, station, place. So this does work. If I put you there, you there, you there, and you there, and then I'll just put benches there and benches there. And there you go. That's Binborn Station. Now over here is where things can start being good again. So let's pop you this one like that. You will go. Actually, let's do this side first. You will go there, and then this side will go there, like that. And then you there, you there, you there, and you there, you there, and you there, and then you and you and you and you. Perfect. Froningville complete. Now Rinningwell. And again, do I want this to be an all-stopper? Feddingtown is going to be an all-stopper. Prondingston is going to be an all-stopper. So actually Feddingtown is not going to be on here at all, because I believe I said it wasn't going to be, which I then think, yeah, Rinninghall should be an all-stopper. Actually, all-stopper implies that all trains stop there. No, there's two different ways of describing an all-stopper, isn't there? And I've got to make sure that I do the right one for the majority of this, otherwise confusion will wreak havoc. Basically, all-stopper is the service, train service, so it will stop at all stations. That's what I mean when I say all-stopper. I don't really know what I'm going to say if I mean that all trains will stop there. I guess just any big station. Main station. Main. That's it. Main. Main means all trains will stop there. All-stopper just means the all-stopping trains will stop there. So Rinninghall, I think I've actually built the wrong size. I have. But that's fine, because I can just go you and you. And now it's the right size. Now Freddingtown isn't going to be on here. Prodingstone is actually, I am going to make this size, because it does look like a fairly big town. Rinninghall. Looks like it's going to extend sort of down here towards the lake. So Prodingstone is going to be an all-stopping. So you need to go there. This one goes here. I'll put some shelters in instead of benches. schedules, and a CTA. It's always nice to know when the next train's arriving, even if it is heavily inaccurate most of the time. And then we go down here to Medhead, which is going to be one of these. Medhead West, good name. Good name. I like wests and easts. Canterbury, where my brother went to uni. They have Canterbury West and Canterbury East, and it is possible to get a train. You will have to change, but it's possible to get a train from one and end up arriving at the other. I think you have to change at Ashford. But the Javelin, which is the high-speed train, 140 mile per hour high-speed train from St Pancras, it stops at Ashford, and then the very first stop after Ashford is Canterbury West. So actually going to see my brother was easy. Train to King's Cross and then train to Canterbury. You only have to walk for literally half a mile between King's Cross and St Pancras, which is not a bad walk actually. If you go outside during the summer, it's a nice walk. You get to see some really nice areas of London. And I mean, that sounds so stupid me saying that, but Camden around King's Cross now is a really nice part of London. They're doing a lot of hard work to make it look nice again, and part of that was the rebuilding of... Sorry, I thought I'd miscounted then. Part of the rebuilding around the King's Cross area has been boosted because of the work at St Pancras recently, and I mean even King's Cross station has had a huge facelift to match its next door neighbour. And it is really nice. You know, they've turned it into a plaza outside the station. It used to be some really ugly green building out the back of King's Cross on the street side onto Euston Road. Now they've put this big glass half dome shape thing onto the west side of the station, and then built a plaza that goes across to St Pancras. And if you come out the back onto Euston Road, it's just a big plaza, really nice plaza. They've done a really good job with it. So what I mean by I like walking through there now. I didn't used to like it because it was dark and dingy, whereas now it's bright and it's nice. And if you are brave enough to attempt the walk to Euston, which I've done it once, and I did it with a heavy bag on my back, and I'm never going to do it again. That's what I've decided. Because oh boy, didn't like it. But if you do decide to do it, it's a nice walk now down Euston Road. These days I prefer to take the Northern or the Victoria line though. It's one stop, it's underground and it's hot and stuffy, but if I'm carrying stuff, which every time I've made the journey between King's Cross and Euston I've been carrying stuff, which is why I don't want to walk it anymore. That's why I prefer to take the tube. Because you go at a quiet time, which means you can get a seat, and you can get a seat next to you to put the stuff on. And let's say it's one stop, it's all escalators and lifts at either end, so you don't have to worry about carrying things upstairs. And it's just nicer. I'm sure you guys can agree with me on that one. But this is me rabbiting on whilst I'm trying to finish this this route, build all these stations. As I say, it's a lot longer than I remember it being. Although we've made it now to Huntingwell, which means we can start having trains be dispatched. Now I'm going to put the all-stopper in first. That's crucial. The all-stopper goes in first, because I want to make sure that we choose the right operating company, the right livery, and also the right depot here, and the right storage area here. So I want to make sure, actually I also want to put the waypoints in now, while I remember. How do I want these to look? I think these ones? I don't know why I'm doing that. These can just be like that, and then build separate waypoint like that, 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 and then these three can go as one, and then these two can go as another. And then these ones, you are 7, you are 6. These need to be changed round. Okay. Let's name these, shall we? So you are going to be GSG P1 to... I did 4, didn't I? So P1 to 4. You're going to be GSGP 5 and 6. These ones really are just here for decoration right now. The diesel ones especially. P7 and 8. 9 and 10. Like that. GSGP 11 and 12. And then these ones are 13 to 15. Like that. And then these ones are 16, 17. GSGP 16 and 17. Okay, so 17 platforms in GSG now. Big station. And it's nowhere near finished. There's still high speed and all that kind of stuff to add. But I've done 3 here and 2 here so that we can kind of get like terminating trains into these platforms, and trains coming from this direction can stop at here, go up here, and then come back into this platform. In fact, I want to change this one. So you're now going to be P13 and 14. Like that. And this is going to be a separate one. This is going to be P15. GSG P15. Okay. So, should we get started with this? I think we should. I'm actually going to do the non-all-stopper for now, and I'll explain why probably next episode when I carry on with this massive mammoth building project. Let's choose... I kind of want to go for... I don't know actually, I'm a little bit conflicted as to what type to go for. Obviously there's ones down here as well which I could potentially choose. I think there's British ones down here. It might not be. Oh no, hang on, here we go. It's got the Turbo Star 3 car. You got the Adelante, which we're going to have on here. The Southwestern Turbo, the Express Sprinter. These are all these types. Which, I mean, these have all got the different liveries. First Great Western, WIPTE Metro. I'm not quite... Oh, oh, why is that actually? Is that Tyne and Wear Metro? Something like that? Network Southeast is one near me. Or it used to be. None of these other ones are though. I suppose we had electric. We have electric. We still do have electric. So these ones don't really fit in with our local route. Can I have you on the same as you? I could if I wanted to. What liveries do you come in? Just Central Trains. Alright, well I think actually for now that probably won't work. The Intercity 225 would be good because it's electric. As you can see, it has to be electric. That goes 125 miles per hour, so that's pretty cool. But the rest of that, I mean, I'm having problems finding trains British trains that go with what I want. Because these are just too small. They hold a lot of passengers, but they just look too small. I mean, that's 3 long. So if I do 3 of these, that's 4.5. So then I'll have to do another one to get it up to 6, and the running cost on that is only 8,000 actually. Alright then, we'll try this. We'll do Network Southeast. We'll have a look at this and we'll see how it goes. It's not electric though. That is the thing, it's not electric. And its max speed is only 87 miles per hour. No. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stick with the electric for now. Stick with what you know. I'm going to go for the... I suppose we should start primitive, shouldn't we? So I'm going to go for the BREL... What was it? BRAM10. The old slam doors. No, these were plug doors, these ones, weren't they? See, I'm trying to remember now, because they get cascaded down through the country, so depending on where you go, you do still get to ride on these trains. Right, so we're going to do that, and then we're going to clone, and we're going to clone, and then we're going to combine these. That was a stupid thing to do, Mark. What did you do that for? Alright, you, and then that gets dragged up, and then you press and hold control and drag that one up, and there you go. So now you've got the 3 units together. Right, finally we're going to actually get somewhere with this. So you're going to start at 11 and 12. And then you're going to go to Guard City St. George. You're then going to come out this way, and you're going to go to Brenfingberg. And then from Brenfingberg you're going to come through these tunnels, etc., over this bridge to Froningville, and then from Froningville to Rinninghall, and then from Rinninghall to Medhead West, and then from Medhead West to Pintbridge Valley. Going to miss out Finhill Valley. You're going to go to New Fleurworth South. Actually, are you going to go to New Fleurworth South? No, you're not. In fact, do you know what? I'm so sorry, guys. I am really not with it today. I just keep messing this up. So I need that there twice. But then here I need it to go via this again. Right, and then above this, we're going to go to Brenfingberg. After Brenfingberg, you're then going to go to Froningville and Rinninghall. And then after Rinninghall, the next one is going to be Medhead. And then after Medhead, you're going to skip out Pintbridge. So I'm going to downgrade this back to a 4 tile, like that. And you're going to go to New Fleurworth South, which I am going to keep, and then you're going to go to Huntingwell. Okay. And then once you get back to GSG, this is where things are going to get interesting. You're then going to go to this depot here, and then you're going to go to this storage unit here, or storage facility. So you're going to be no loading, no unloading. You are going to be service. You are going to be no loading. And you're going to be far end as well. Timetable 500 for all, except for you, which is going to be 50. You, which is going to be 1500. Autofill. Man, this whole building process here, I did so well on the first sort of what am I doing? Stopping electric. GSG. I did so well on the diesel lines, just being really careful to make sure that everything was placed in the right spot. And just now it's gone to pot again. What are you? You're 12, aren't you? I mean, actually, saying it's gone to pot is a little unfair, but it's. I feel like I'm losing control of the building. Sort of, it's going a bit, especially this line. It's very hit and miss. Once we're on this section here, it's okay, but the initial bit was a bit hit and miss, and taking out a station after spending so long trying to fit it in. Frustrating. But it's all done now. GSG is sort of operational. All of this stuff, I'll fill it in with trees actually for now, just so that they don't completely hate me. I'll get some kind of tram or bus service up there, maybe even build a metro. That is one of the problems though. We've got this big city springing up and there's hills like all around it, which does make building quite difficult. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'll get that started as well, and we'll get you started just so you are actually running. Okay, so after all that, guys, 50-minute long video, we are finally going to end it here. So thank you very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, be sure to click the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to my channel, thank you guys for your continued support. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and of course if you're enjoying the series, drop a comment down below for ideas for future episodes. Tomorrow's episode, we will probably actually be building this way south, via a bridge across the bay here, so stay tuned for that. And until then, I will see you soon.